I just caught what I did in that last part. I was thinking to myself, Lord, what part am I on? And I was like, oh yeah, it's 85. And then I was like, no, wait, I'm in the 70s. And then I was like, Lord, I think I just said that it was 84. 84 on that last part. I did. Hey, it is almost 3 in the morning. Don't expect me to be able to keep up with numbers this time of morning. This is part 80. No, it's not. Sorry, I did it again. This is part 75. I'm ready or not, here I come. Oh, yeah. Sound ready, don't I? Anyway, ready or not, here I come. December 30th, 2024 by man's calendar. And jumping straight on back into this word. And then I'm going to have to try to get an hour or two sleep. Because I got to go to work in like 3 hours and a half, I think. So, yeah, I got to try to get at least a couple hours in of sleep here. So, anyway, you don't want to see me slap happy, that's for sure. This is Luke the 20th chapter, and I am going to recap verse 39. Then certain of the scribes answering said, Master, you have well said. And after that they dared not ask him any questions at all. And he said to them, How say they that Christ is David's son? He decided to ask them questions instead. And David himself says in the book of Psalms, now listen here, the Lord said to my Lord, sit you on my right hand. And yet here, Jesus is supposed to be the son of David. And yet he said to David, sit you here, sit you on my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool. And David therefore calls him Lord. How is he then his son? Then in the audience of all the people, he said to his disciples, beware of the scribes which desire to walk in long robes and love greetings in the markets and the highest seats in the synagogue and the chief rooms at feasts. Do we know any people that like to walk around in big long robes and love greetings? Love for people to bow at their feet? Just saying. Which devour widows' houses and for show make long prayers. The same shall receive greater damnation. And he looked up and saw the rich men. This is chapter 21. He looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And saw also a certain poor widow casting in their 2 mites. And he said, of a truth, I say to you, that this poor widow has cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance cast in to the offerings of God, but she of her penury has cast in all the living that she had. And as some spoke of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, as for these things which you behold, the days will come in the which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be torn down. Is that not what he told them when he rode through the city gates? Yes, it was. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be, and what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? Now, this, I'm not going to lie, this is one of my favorite chapters of the book of Luke, as you could tell by the pink, I'm sure. But yes, this is one of my favorite chapters of the book of Luke, because I definitely highlighted it much, but there's purpose. And he said, take heed that you be not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draws near. Go you not therefore after them. Don't go after man. You can find him here in this book for yourself. Don't go chasing people around. Men are fallible, they can fall. Don't do that. Find him here. I'm not telling you to follow me. I'm not telling you to follow any man. I'm telling you to follow Jesus. He's God. If you follow him, his word, with all your heart, and you seek him, you will find him. But if you just cast it aside nonchalantly and you pay no attention, you're going to allow yourselves to be deceived. You have to know this word so that you're not deceived by others. I was deceived for my whole life because I did not know this word. I thought I was doing so good for the Lord. That's what the beast wants us to believe, so that we don't strive to truly find him. The beast doesn't want to be alone in hell. Anyways, going right on. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, have we heard of any wars or commotions around the world? When you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, and they are, and they have, but the end is not by and by. That means not immediately. Then said he to them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Now that's also good versus evil kingdoms right there too. Let's not forget that. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences. We seeing any of that? And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. What happened to all of the old church? These things, right? These very things. They were put in prisons. They were brought before rulers. This part has been fulfilled, hasn't it? How about that? Who knew? Were you reading his word? Were you weighing it against what has already come? But before all these, they shall lay hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and to the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it. Now listen what you're supposed to do, because you know what was shall be. Settle it. Therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. No, you got to let the Holy Ghost do the talking, because look what happened when all them come against him. He always had an answer for everything they had to say. And he got them out of it. So you just got to let him speak. And you shall be betrayed by both parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. Been through that. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not a hair of your head perish. That means it shall not be lost. In your patience possess ye your souls. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, we see in that, then know that the desolation thereof is near. They're going to destroy Jerusalem, y'all. They're going to destroy it. And y'all holler, that's where the Lord's going to rule and reign from. How? They're going to destroy that. The Lord is going to rule and reign from Jerusalem. It's New Jerusalem. Y'all need to learn to read and to discern this word. Oh, you out of time. And so am I on this video. So we will finish up some of this later on. Let me put me a little mark where we at. Verse 20 there, so I'll know where to kick in. And I'll see you in the next part when I get a chance to get it up.